Creative Californian Filipino fare in San Francisco.
It's very much crushable.
Contemporary Mexican cuisine in Oakland.
Perfectly cooked, super fresh.
And a hidden hideaway with panoramic views in Tiburon.
You're a part of the club when you're there.
Just ahead on Check Please Bay Area.
We ordered way too much.
All right, we're here. Hi, I'm Leslie Sbrocco. Welcome to Check Please Bay Area, the show where Bay Area residents review and talk about their favorite restaurants. Now, we have 3 guests, and each one recommends one of their favorite spots, and the other 2 go check them out to see what they think. Joining me at the Check Please table today are VP of Sales, Scotty Bastable, Nonprofit Operations Director, Cynthia Washington, and Strategic Partnerships Manager, Alejandro Correa. Welcome, everyone.
Thank you. Let's go.
Alejandro gets us started with his new go-to for umami-rich apps and entrees paired with crushable cocktails. Offering contemporary takes on traditional Filipino favorites, his spot may entirely change your outlook on dining at a hotel restaurant. Located inside the Kimpton Alton Hotel on San Francisco's Fisherman's Wharf, it's Abacá.
Do you have more truffle gravy? Abacá is a contemporary Filipino restaurant that pays respect to old traditional recipes, but with California ingredients.
Our menu is based on seasonality and what we miss eating back home.
Good job!
Oftentimes, Filipino food has a stigma of just being rich, fatty, a lot of pork, but really there's a lot more complexity to it. It's 7,000 islands, and there is a lot of different regional cuisines.
In the Filipino culture, you see that hospitality is a huge thing.
Any favorites so far? All of it. All of them.
And that's what we try to have with the vibe. Having the music just enough where it's like you can still talk, have that conversation, but also you can kind of feel it. If you want to feel like dancing in your seat, that's fine.
I can dance.
The Kamayan dinner, it's a eat with your hands feast.
That's so pretty.
No utensils allowed. It's a fun experience, and you get to have a good time while sharing something with people that you love.
We treat desserts and pastries equal to the rest of dinner. We marry the both traditional Filipino ingredients, flavors, and a lot of French training and different techniques that I've gathered throughout the years.
So I'm craving chocolate moron. So it's from my province, and it is one of the kakanins that I really love to eat. Traditionally, it's made with chocolate, sticky rice, coconut, and peanuts. I would ask him like, I miss this dessert. Can you make this for me?
And then we added texture and different flavors.
He made the dish and asked me to taste it if it's good. It's amazing. Good job. I think he did a really good job. One of the things I love is to educate people of who we Filipinos are, experiencing our culture.
I'm gonna let you do this one, okay? That's the best one.
Throwing a party every single day, having you guests. Every day. That's the fun part for me.
All right, Alejandro, how did you find this place? Were you staying at the hotel, or you just sort of wandered in off Fisherman's Wharf?
No, so it's actually hard to do that. The place is really hidden in plain sight. Yeah. A couple of friends of ours were actually having a staycation at the Kimpton Hotel. They wanted to grab a drink. They were going through the lobby, and they were like, what is this place?
Because it's so visual.
Absolutely. It's gorgeous. When you actually walk in, you feel like you're kind of on vacation. There's skylights, there's hanging plants, and the mood is just really cool and fun. So I always start off with the ube colada. If you're not familiar with ube, it's this beautiful purple-hued yam. It's actually native to the Philippines. And the drink is ube mixed with coconut cream, as well as pineapple and rum. So tropical, but also just not cloyingly sweet. It's very much crushable, but it's also beautiful to look at. It's something that kind of gets you excited about the rest of the meal to come.
I must have been following you because I had the same darn thing. Yeah.
You had the same cocktails?
Oh, yeah. Big chunk of pineapple on the side there, so you could take a break and bite, get right back to it.
I mean, it's healthy, right? You got the pineapple, you got the ube.
Do I need a straw? I don't think so. So it was great.
Wow, we went straight in for appetizers. So we had a couple of the barbecue sticks, which we really, really liked, the mushroom beef steak, and we also tried the longanisa pork sausage. Yes. I loved it. It was smoky, it was sweet, and they served it with a cane vinegar with an egg inside.
Yeah.
It really helped to add umami without going like soy heavy on the sausage, and it just was a really great just dipping sauce for the sausage.
Did anybody have the vegetable lumpia?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, that
It's
pineapple
so good.
chili stuff, yeah. It was so crisp, and it was hot, but just right enough, so the chili would go in there and chill it down just enough, but give a pop to it when you got your mouth. So
What I think is really good about it is just the mixture of flavors. You know, heat coming from that chili oil. There is the umami from the mushrooms inside of it. I just think it's a really well-composed dish.
We also had the fritters, the squash fritters on the
Not to
side.
be missed. So good.
So good. The crunchy, the salty, and then the thing that really got us was the little sauce, which we thought was some sort of like banana pepper sauce or something. And come to find out it's a fermented vinegar, like turned into a gel. Like if we could have purchased a jar of that to go, we were fighting over the bits with the sauce.
yeah,
But
there's so many good sauces there.
so
That
many
was a
good
big part, yeah.
sauces.
And et voila.
Did you get anything to drink?
I had the Pune cocktail. Highly recommend. Tequila, soursop, citrus, beautiful. Went really well with all of the salty crispiness that we were partaking in.
I think the dish that is not to be missed is one of the only dishes that continues to be on their menu day in, day out. It is the sisig fried rice. And if you're not familiar with sisig, it is chopped up bits of pork and spice and peppers. In this version of it, it comes with some chicharron that's not actually crispy. It's more stewed. Provides a nice texture, a good meatiness to it. And then there's also topped with pickled red onion and poached egg. And whoever's feeling extra bold at the table can kind of take a spoon and break into that egg and just kind of mess it all up and get it all combined.
I had that as well, and it was fun because he said, okay, boys, dive in. And you start to serve it up.
Yeah.
And quite frankly, I could have run that back and just had that the whole night. I mean, it was like, okay, I'll share, but no.
Yeah.
We have trouble not getting two.
There you go.
The thing that I'm always really excited about that menu is the QR code, the secret menu on the menu. Did you get a chance to take a look at that?
I saw that. Oh, man, tell me more. What?
I missed it. You got it? You
come
missed
on,
it.
Typically, it has offcuts, some offal, different skewers. So one of the skewers that I saw there that I got recently called the East Saw, and it is pork intestine, which is not for everyone, right? But my God, if you're into that type of thing, it was like meat mochi is the only way I can describe it. But again, it was cut with vinegar. It had nice crispy elements to it as well. It was just a really well done skewer.
Okay, I love that. A secret menu for the awful. How San Francisco arrives.
Very much so, yes.
I love it. And what did you think of the ambiance?
The vibe was really nice, like very groovy. The one thing I regret is that we didn't go with the bigger party because they have this amazing, I guess it's like a chef's choice.
Yes, the Hamayan dinner.
Oh, gorgeous. So we were sitting there waiting for our appetizers in these large just planks of things with trees and, I mean, candles. It was gorgeous. But
You can get plate envy a little bit.
yeah, definitely, definitely.
What about desserts?
Yes.
You were on date night, so.
We were on date night, and we went in with a mission to try as much as we possibly could. So we ordered 2 desserts. We had the chocolate muron, which was a chocolate sticky rice served alongside passion fruit and mango ice creams. Delicious. We also had the apple pie a la mode, which actually wasn't apple pie. It was a white chocolate stuffed with jackfruit and lemongrass that was spiced.
Yeah.
And it's covered in this red glaze. Like, it looks like this beautiful little candied apple served with a little just dollop of vanilla ice cream. I don't think there was actually apple in it. Wow. Very, very good.
I saw that at the table. I thought it was an apple.
You just didn't have any room.
How can you? Yeah.
I'm coming back. Come on.
All right, would you go back again?
Going to get all the homies together, and we're going to go in for that chef's menu.
And dessert.
Secret.
And the secret.
And two. All right. If you would like to try Abacá, it's located on Jones Street in San Francisco, and the average tab per person without drinks is around $75. Cynthia's up next with her modern Mexican eatery, featuring farm-fresh flavors and culinary methods that celebrate the chef's Chicana heritage, paired with a lively neighborhood vibe. It's fast become Cynthia's favorite weeknight hangout. Located in Oakland's Diamond District, it's Bombera.
Bombera means literally female firefighter, and this used to be a fire station. And I also work with fire. I work with mesquite and oak wood, and so I feel like I'm also the keeper of the flame as well.
Everything as much color and luxury as possible.
My family has been working and connected to the food industry in California for over 100 years, sharing that Mexican-American pride of what we do here. Right now we have about 3 tortilla masters working with us who've been studying and practicing this art for their whole lives. We've been doing all of our own corn, nixtamalization, so that we have it ready for the soup and for the tortillas, for the moles, and for the spicy side sauces. There's a lot of time that goes into all that cleaning and searing and toasting and grinding and rehydrating. You know, we're not taking shortcuts here at all, ever.
It's very special, and you just,
You know, a lot of my dishes are food memories that I'm trying to share with the community. The smoked trout tostadas, it's something that reminds me of Baja California. You can find a lot of smoked marlin. Also reminds me of when I was living and working in New York and having smoked trout salad on a bagel. So I was always trying to see, like, how can I put these memories together? And people love it. The portions are kind of big. I just can't help myself, because we're just all moms in the kitchen, and most of us, so we're just kind of like these moms, like, overfeeding their kids. Everything's pretty shareable. It's called para botanear, just for appetizers and just to have a little bit of taste of everything. I definitely want people to remember that Oakland used to be a part of Mexico, and cooking has always been here and it'll always stay here, and we're just kind of happy to be a part of that food culture of Oakland.
All right, Cynthia, this is fun because it's located in an old firehouse.
It is. It is. And the funny thing about the space is I never knew it was there. I've lived in Oakland for over 20 years, and just you don't pay attention, I guess, to firehouses when you're driving around. But now it's a restaurant, and I'm pleasantly surprised that it's so close.
And what is it that draws you in time and time again?
Yeah, well, food-wise, the smoked trout tostadas. The smokiness with the avocado crema on top of the tostada, and all the masa is made in-house, so anything that you have from a chip to a tortilla to a tostada, it's all made right there.
Oh, yeah.
So good.
With some beautiful shaved radish on it, just to give like a little bit of a bite and some freshness to it. Yeah.
And I'm a big fan of smoked fish. I'm like, and this was next level. So yeah, I mean, the crema avocado, don't sit on that one because that was just right. Tostada was probably my favorite, quite frankly, because it really gave me that crunch.
We ordered way too much. So we had the entire...
All right, we're here.
We had all the appetizers. But the queso fundido is really, really well done. It comes with a side of tortillas, which are fantastic. Her tortillas are great. You have the cheese. It's melting in, intermixed with some pickled jalapenos. You kind of slather that on a tortilla, and you're off to the races.
Right. So the fire continues with the spicy carrots, which are amazing. Hand-roasted, beautiful heirloom carrots, sliced thin, and then they're served over a bowl of these giant white beans that are steeped in this spicy chile sauce. So you get through the carrots, and then you realize there's a whole other world of like flavor underneath there. Anytime I go, we get an extra order of carrots just to go home.
Really?
Absolutely a must-have.
Beans are super creamy. Yeah. And every time you go in, you're getting something different.
For me, it was the salsa matcha with the almonds on the top that kind of incorporates with the rest of the dish as you eat through it. Just an unbelievable dish. And like expectations were pretty low ordering a carrot dish, but absolutely like.
But in the hands of a
highlights.
great chef.
Oh, she knows what she's doing.
Yes, absolutely.
The swordfish is another favorite of ours. It was served over like a salsa verde with white rice and black beans and a little bit of greens on the side. Perfectly cooked, super fresh, tender. You know, swordfish isn't something that I cook regularly at home, but I will eat it every time I'm there.
Right.
So first time I'll go to a restaurant, this is my first time, I'll judge it by its carnitas. And so I will order that, and it was started cooking probably before I was born.
Just a few years ago.
There you go, yeah. Just right about a garlic in there. So that told me this is the place.
Yeah, the carnitas are definitely a standout for me as well. Again, like the food is just simple, amazing, great ingredient Mexican food, which is a lot harder to find than one would assume. The mistake, or probably the best thing that happened, is that I try to make everything into a taco. The tortillas would come out, and I'm like, what else can I shove in this tortilla?
Pour a little tequila on your taco.
Oh, why not? You know, get some horchata. Why not?
Did you have anything to drink?
Oh,
definitely.
Yes, always. So I always start with a margarita. That's my favorite. And I don't know if this is sacrilegious, but I actually like a spicy margarita made with mezcal. The paloma is another favorite of mine. Again, citrus with the clear liquor. amazing. My sister loves the vampiro.
Yes.
She described it as grown-up fruit punch.
In there.
Yeah, the jamaica. With like, so good.
The tamarind was kind of in the back end, but yeah, the hibiscus was also just so refreshing.
Yeah.
I sat at the bar, so I was pretty eye to eye with tequila.
Because usually tequila's up here and you're down here.
Yeah. The list wasn't crazy, but the quality, fantastic. The bartender just take care of it.
So a good place not only for date night, but to bring groups and to sit at the bar.
Yeah.
Even just walking by the kitchen, chef will look up and say hi. Just like anyone that you walk by, they greet you warmly. I just feel very welcome there, even when there's so much going on. They do a great job with hospitality.
And since you said you ordered almost all the menu, did you have any desserts?
We took home the chocolate chip cookies.
Okay.
We had them the next day. They were really good.
Do you ever get desserts?
Oh, yeah. Anytime it's on the menu, I get the Mexican chocolate pot de creme, which basically is a thick, creamy version of Mexican hot chocolate. Delicious. Served with some whipped cream and some chocolate shavings and chopped pecans on top. We also had the spicy cardamom cake.
Yeah.
And I happened to notice this huge cast iron pan with this beautiful golden cake, and we ordered that. So good. Really great with a cup of coffee. We actually couldn't get through it because we ate so much, so we took it home and I had it for breakfast the next day with coffee. Delicious.
Is that what you had?
I had it, and I crushed mine. It was a shame, but there was nothing left. And it was that savory kind of cake. It was tender, but flaky as well, so it was well done.
What did you think of the price?
Unbelievable. The flavors that were presented, they could have absolutely been more expensive, but yeah, it was great value.
And you'd be back?
100%.
Yeah, real good vibe. Music, fantastic. Everything about it.
I know I'll see you at the bar, huh?
Yeah, that's right.
All right, if you would like to try Bombera, it's located on Champion Street in Oakland, and the average tab per person without drinks is around $50. Scotty's a longtime San Francisco resident, but when he's looking to celebrate something special, he heads north to a historic little gem perched right on the bay. Tucked away in the picturesque town of Tiburon since 1956, it's the Caprice.
This is the Caprice restaurant. The restaurant's been here for decades. As you can see, we have one of the best views in the Bay Area. We can see the Golden Gate Bridge, Angel Island. It's amazing for me. I live in San Francisco and just coming to work here, the drive, I enjoy it every day. All our food, is classic and comfort food. You can see on our menu, we have salmon, we have sea bass, we have steaks, we have pasta. We have a little bit of everything. One of the things that I like a lot is cooking with a cast iron. It gives a nice crust to the meat, on both sides. You can control temperature better than in a regular frying pan on a grill. One of the things that I really enjoy, and I have to have it every time I come myself, is the abalone. It's very rare to see in restaurants nowadays. The abalone is prepared the classic way, it's abalone doré. We cook it very quick, 1 minute each side, and it's very tender. We try to make it a high-end restaurant that people can enjoy and feel special when they come in. Our servers are dressed out with tuxedos. Nice to have you today. I love when I come out of the kitchen and I see the guests enjoying themselves. And when the plates go by sometimes, and they just look at it, wow. We get a lot of comments from people that come in and they say that they didn't know this place existed here because they think that downtown ends 100 meters away. And when they walk this way, they see the beautiful place. They always say, oh, wow, we didn't know that this place is here. And people enjoy it.
All right, Scotty, a lot of people don't know about this place, and it's been around since the 50s.
Right, absolutely. And they recently renovated, so I think that's the reason that I got there in the first place. I was on a tip. I'm a recent empty nester, and I want to take my honey out for something special. Right. So I headed up there, and from the moment you walk in, it's on. Right. I mean, you get the wink from the bartender.
You feel like Sinatra's playing in the
background. You're part of the club. Yeah. You're a part of the club when you're there. And it's not a bad seat in the house because you're right on the water. I mean, you could probably dip your toes in if you stuck out the window. Right. But start out with an ice-cold Gibson, and you're off to the races.
What was your experience?
So it was...
Had you been before?
Never been.
Have you heard of it?
Never heard of it. It is like in the vein of my favorite type of restaurant in San Francisco. Right. These kind of old school martini spots, gorgeous view. We went a little bit too late, and so it was dark, but we were seated by a window. We can kind of, make out, but you're sitting next to your date.
You could make out the city, or you could make out.
Well, I think you can do both. I think you can do both. And we did. No, just checking. But we absolutely started with the clams escargot. And my fiance is actually allergic to shellfish.
Oh, wow, okay.
So I had to try to eat as many as I possibly could. And it was,
brave soldier.
It was unbelievable. Really, really great dish. Just a great way to start. The only thing I felt was missing was I really wanted some bread. I really just wanted to kind of soak up some more of that. Yeah, absolutely.
I started with the clams escargot as well. We did order the epi, the baguette, that came out nice and warm and toasty.
See?
Yeah.
I know about
pretty looking bread, too.
Absolutely gorgeous, fresh. I'm not a huge fan usually of starting with bread, but you had to have it to get all those juices. The clams, I mean, the only complaint I have about the clams is I wish there were more of them. They were so good. And we just dipped the bread to get the last bits of sauce. Even as the server was coming to clear our plates, it was still like trying to dab the bread in the sauce. Really, really good.
But then the next thing that's coming is kind of the game changer for me. And those are the Italian pot stickers. I mean, you got that savory sausage, you got the ginger, you got the seasonal vegetables, and the citrus bright sauce around there. So you're kind of battling, I want to take my time eating it, but I want another one. So it's kind of back and forth.
That's pretty divergent dishes.
It is,
escargot and then over to Italian pot stickers.
And you can't stop, and so it's fun.
The tuna carpaccio, I think, was our next dish, and that is really, really well done. So it's thin slices of tuna. The grade of the tuna was almost like otoro. It was so fatty. It came with ponzu, some really quality olive oil, and like chopped up jalapenos. And what I thought was interesting was also chopped up red bell pepper.
Loved it. We were marveling at how thinly, delicately sliced
you could read the
was.
newspaper through it.
Yes. Beautifully cut.
I had the same.
Are you sure you guys didn't all go together?
No.
Okay. What's the next dish?
So for me, I had the tomahawk pork chop. It's ciabatta is a certain type of breed. It was crazy tender, juicy. There was a crisp kind of crust to it, so there was a crunch. It has no rival. And I'm not even kidding. It was so tasty. And it's pretty, too. It's a little fattier, but not too fattier on that side. So it's got the bone, which brings flavor to it.
Did you share it all with your dad?
One bite. It was one bite.
Token bite.
I started early. I offered the bite up, and then after that, it's all mine.
That's right. That's right. What else did you have?
I had the pork chop, that Kurabota pork chop, and a side of, I think it was zucchini mash.
Yeah.
That pork chop, in terms of texture, like I've never had anything like that. It was the best pork chop. I just wanted to like gnaw on that bone. It was so,
well, you can.
I probably should have, but then it's going to affect the making out. So.
And don't tell me you had the tomahawk chop.
I did not.
Okay.
I did not. So I went with a couple of girlfriends of mine. There was no making out. But we ordered the ribeye. That ribeye was just juicy, perfectly crusted on top, nice and medium well in the middle. A really great steak. And we also had the sea bass. The skin on the bottom of that fish, so good. And it had a chili, smoky, spicy kind of sauce to it. Added a really great flavor to the fish, but it wasn't overpowering. I didn't taste just the sauce. I tasted the fish with a little bit of a nuance of the sauce, and it was really, really good. And then we had the mushroom herb gnocchi, super plump, super creamy, delicious.
And you were sharing all of these?
We were sharing.
And then you rolled out.
Then we rolled out after desserts.
After dessert. All right, we're going to get there next. Any other dishes?
The abalone dory. Love it, love it, love it. Lightly floured and just enough butter and garlic. The umami of it, I've never experienced with the seafood before. So you grab your lemon, you squeeze it on there, and you get after it. And the citrus brings it to life, and it's as if you're tasting the sea.
Okay, now we can get to dessert.
They had pancakes on the menu for dessert. And when I see something like that, I'm like, who thought that this was a good idea? And now we have to try them. And they were so good. They were swimming in this maple butter sauce. And you'd think after all that food, there was no way you could put, dough in your body. But we were fighting over the pancakes. I would go back for brunch just to have those pancakes.
I like that.
Did you have room for pancakes?
No, I mean, next time. That sounds great. I love pancakes. But we had the creme brulee cheesecake, and I was expecting like that creme brulee action where it kind of cracks and stuff. It's none of that, but it's all of the flavor. The cheesecake itself was just one of the best cheesecakes I've had. It had really great crust, buttery, didn't overpower. It had some of that creme brulee sauce on the bottom, so you're just like getting it with every spoonful. It was such a good cheesecake.
Oh, yeah.
What about service?
Service was great. I thought it was also interesting how in order to serve the dishes, they would wheel like a cart
the
over.
cart, it was such a presentation.
The cart, I was just like, oh, this is so cute.
Yes.
Yeah, just that warm, cozy, old school.
Was it worth the price?
Absolutely. Yeah, I think this is very reasonable.
This is not, you know, hey kids, let's all go.
Right. No, it's high quality.
No.
It's the whole package.
If you would like to try the Caprice, it's located on Paradise Drive in Tiburon, and the average tab per person without drinks is around $80. Looking for more Bay Area bites you've just got to try? Check out Cecilia Tries It online at kqed.org/check, please. I have to thank my fantastic guests on this week's show. Scotty Bastable, lover of the tomahawk pork chop at the Caprice in Tiburon. Cynthia Washington, who savors the smoked trout tostadas at Bombera in Oakland. And Alejandro Correa, who crushes the ube coladas at the elegant Abacá in San Francisco. Join us next time when 3 more guests will recommend their favorite spots right here on Check Please Bay Area. I'm Leslie Sbrocco, and I'll see you then. Cheers! Woo-hoo. Yeah.
Check Please Bay Area is made possible by the members of KQED and by Grahamsport has been family-owned and operated for over 200 years. Available at vintage and finewines.com or your local fine wine retailer. The Bay Area airport that's close and reliable. iFlyOAK.com.
At Sutter, 224 hospitals and care centers never stop caring for 3.4 million Californians. Getting better never stops.
Bravery, caring, kindness. And that's what we live by at SF Fire Credit Union. SF Fire Credit Union, rescuing you from banks.
Crab House at Pier 39 is a family-owned restaurant featuring Dungeness killer crab, shellfish platters, and crab fried rice. Crab House serves fresh, sustainable seafood with stunning views of the San Francisco Bay. Located on Pier 39 in San Francisco, reservations at crabhouse39.com.
In the Filipino culture as well, you always need a bit of starch. So you can have white rice at home, but we have our Java rice with a little ashuete. And you know, when you eat certain rice dishes, some of the best part is that coating on the bottom that has that really nice crunchy texture. So we add a bit of toasted quinoa as well as puffed rice to kind of give that crunchy texture to it. I remember fighting for that last bit of piece, you know, with my siblings or my cousins.